Hello, everyone. Um, yeah, been a while since I've done a stream. So I wasn't actually going to stream. I was just going to chill out tonight, play opperwezen at some 960ZH, and OK in the Discord channel um, said, "Are you going to stream?" And I kind of said, "Well, it was in my head if I should or not. So since you've asked, I'm going to put up a stream. So here I am." We're live. We're playing a 5 minutes plus 5 second increment time control. 960 Crazyhouse. Um, should be fun. So let's go. Alright, here we are. First game. So, you're basically removing all the theory and opening from this, and you get very original positions. I guess, one thing I look at, I kind of look at where bishops are relative to kings, and where in doubt, I kind of like to develop a knight pretty early if it's in the corner. Um, you're usually not going too far wrong doing that. Um, I'd like to think, just because your knight's really only got one good square anyway, and yeah, I mean it is a bit of a rule in chess in general, I believe. Like you try to develop your knights before your bishops because you can usually commit your bishops to different squares, whereas the knights, in principle, only have one or two good squares possibly. So he's coming out with a knight here. I think the only thing that would go against moving a knight first is if there's a pawn move that you might want to make first, or it could be that you have a central square that you might want to move a pawn to early, um, before before committing your knight somewhere, for example. So anyway, without me waffling too much more about first move, I'm going to go knight c3. And one thing important to kind of look at is, well, can you die really quickly anywhere? And here, like e2 and e7, like if a knight lands on either of those, you're dead. So you've got to look out for those. So this could come in here and hit here. So I'm actually going to c3 just because I look at e2, and I've got my cheap mate threat as well here. Don't have to play it straight away, but just in principle, I feel it's better to take away that potential threat. So knight b6, so c4 is hanging. So here I don't want to play knight d5 because I feel like I'm trading off my potential attacker, and as the knight's going to come to f4 and hit here, but I do need to cover c4 as well. So maybe a little bit against principle, but I find knight a5 interesting. So you shouldn't be moving the same piece twice in opening as a general principle, but I'm defending c4 doing this, and also b7 is a little bit unusual. I'm tempted to hit it because it may force this knight to retreat. That's the only way you could defend that pawn. d5 isn't really a push, so black doesn't really have a break yet. So I mean, this is the beauty of 960 Crazyhouse. Like, both of us have no idea what we're doing straight away. He's come knight f4, so e2 is not a threat. I think I'll continue with bishop e4 because I'm hitting here. Maybe d5 takes. I can take with the bishop to keep e2 covered, so d5 is losing a pawn. Knight a4, so he's looking for a mate threat. So what's interesting is I can't really castle out of that. And this is how he's actually defending his b6 pawn, or b7 pawn rather. So that's nice. That's a miss from my end. So I'm gonna have to defend e2. It's probably queen d1, but then I lose b2 here. So If he commits to knight takes b2, I get queen b3, which would trap the knight. He gets b6. Yeah, I start getting hit on c3 again. So I nearly wonder if I have to play bishop f3 just to admit I've made a mistake in trying to harass this b7 pawn and just defend e2. So we'll do that. So b6 is a good move here. And then I'm forced to come back and I look a bit silly. Hi John, bishops can impact the game. Sometimes from first rank, so there's priority pawns. Sometimes go in front of knights though. Yes. By the way, PyChess has dark mode. Okay, let's do dark mode. Dark mode. Alright. Yeah, my eyes kind of hurt too. So yeah, I prefer the dark mode. I'm used to that one on Lee Chess. So good that we're in dark mode during the first game here. Alright. Any benefit to DC? I mean, it is actually nice having lots of cover here, but I'm probably helping to develop the bishop. Knight at h3 I've missed altogether. So I'm going to play DC just so I have the queen looking here. Knight at h3 takes, king here, knight f4 check. King g1 could be a draw. King g3 don't like because of knight e2 check, losing the queen. But I would seriously consider sacking the queen on f4 there. We'd have a queen and pawn. I've had a whole lot of knights, but yeah, I don't think he'll do it. I think he'll play b6, knight b3, and then look for something more solid. So something more solid would be like a knight at g5, you know, threatening to remove the defender for knight e2. And yeah, my head gets a bit messed up on how I'm allowed to castle here. I think if I move this rook out of the way, I can castle with this rook just going to f1, and then maybe I have to clear both of these to try to castle with the king going to c1 and this rook going to d1. So maybe there's some long-range castle. Oh, he's doing it. Okay. So I'm expecting knight takes h3. No other move really. King g2, knight f4, and then it's queen sack, I think. Yeah, so that's a a very JannLee kind of move, right? I've got to sack my queen, and I can't really take this one yet because this bishop is too critical for defense. I can't let it get distracted. So I'm looking at knight at d5. I'm not really keen on pursuing that much on the queen side. I just feel bad putting a knight on d5 because I'm getting in the way of this threat, which is still something potential. I mean, possibly it's coming here. Pawn at d2 is an option. So yeah, we'll put a knight on d5. I got 3 knights to invest here, so we'll put a knight on d5. I just feel it makes sense to push this bishop back a little. This is just instinctive here. I can't discreetly justify what I'm doing. So queen at g5. I mean, if he wants to sack on here, There's nothing really deadly. So maybe his point is if knight at g3 you swap with the bishop, but I don't mind that. I get this file open. The other move apart from knight at d5 I was considering was putting one of the rooks on g1 and opening up the file, but I didn't like pawn at d2. So here maybe queen at g5 is also just to cover e7 and play pawn at d2 himself. So this knight's going to g3. So pawn at d2, like, is h4 dangerous? I just feel like black has to be really careful with this potential threat. If you leave it unchecked, it's gonna be more trouble than it looks. Because even if one day you just create an escape hatch with one of these, there's a queen that's going to be hanging on c8. So already h4's on it. So he's taken it. Wow. Wow. With the bishop looks intuitive. Not much thought on that one. I mean, there's some potential here. It leaves this open here. Against the knight check, the king gets to move. So yeah, I'm not concerned about this knight being captured because my rook covers h3, so there's no mate threat hitting me. And I'm effectively up a piece for a pawn at the moment, so material-wise, looking okay. Alright, queen potentially coming out to h3. This looks like a freebie. Is it really a freebie? So there's queen c7, then knight at d5 would be good. I think I should take this. So maybe he's going to sack the queen. And pawn at g2. That's one way of going about things. So I feel like he's going to sack the queen and play bishop c6. And he's threatening to take the knight and then knight at h3. So time running low. Just looking for something more. I'm not really seeing it though. Alright, for some reason I feel like I want to put my queen here. I need to shut up a few moves and play because the clock's running very low. Okay. Pawn at e6 is okay here. I don't know if this is any good. This is more out of time trouble than consideration, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Got to cover the e2 mate. Looks like that's going to be a repeated theme. Bishop f3 runs into... Not really liking my situation. Knight at g5, a little bit of a threat. Nothing major. And like I said, this shouldn't be underestimated. This e2 threat. Queen at a4, a nice little fork on a5 and d1. I had to cover both with knight b3. If queen a2, I get the c1 here. Things are still okay for me. Nothing crash hot. Alright, I'm gonna take advantage of this check for a moment. Yeah, I think I wanna press. Maybe I just grab some material here. Knight at e7 check is possible, so I might wanna chuck that one in the middle. Yeah, right, we'll take this one first. Knight at e7 is very strong if he captures, and this is a big threat. So here we go, knight at e7. Now, anything decisive here? I think just check. Maybe we just settle for taking the rook. I lose a knight here, but no big deal. I'm making a few queens on his back rank. So I don't have to crush him with force mate. The potential is very strong here for white with 2 pawns on the 7th. He's looking for something on the back. So I've got queen d8 as a mate threat here. Yeah, alright. I was a bit lazy, but I'm just short on time, so I've got to make a practical decision here. Knight at d5 look very strong. Knight takes c5, threatening mate. Ed also threatening mate. Yeah, we can put the rook on later. We'll go knight takes c5. Because now, if he blocks here, I just got knight takes d3, and any hope is crushed from his initiative. Mugwort Crazyhouse says Queen Factory. My good friend Mugwort. Mugwort just won against De Blauwe Saal in the Crazyhouse World Championship 6-1. I only had a quick look at the games, but I thought it was some very nice middle game play. Okay, he's going straight for knight f5. So yeah, like knight c6 makes sense. So I don't get to play c5. So that's probably the point he's making, that he gets to play c4 and I don't. But if he plays c4 here, I think I'll push d5. Maybe c5 happens. So d5 looks natural. He can't play e4 because I can take his knight and it's knight at e2 mate. So I feel like I'm going to be better developed than white here if I can make this knight look silly. I thought c4 was stronger because the bishop at least covered the knight. And c4 made a point to say, I got c4 and you don't have c5, so my bishop's better than yours. So I'm not sure if d3 he intended to play e4 and then has only just realized that knight at e2 is a mate threat. Oh well, he's got queen g5. Maybe that's something I'm just missing altogether here. Queen g5 with a knight h6 mate threat and also knight e7. So what do I have? Do I have to make a JannLee sacrifice that early? And knight d4. When JannLee donated $10. We'll keep donating anytime I catch your stream. That's so nice, when JannLee. Much appreciated. Yeah, so queen g5. Why can't he play that? What's wrong with that? Looks good, actually. That's just a complete miss from my side, so that would make sense after playing d3. So he's put the brakes on that move for some reason. So I have queen e6. Okay, so I don't have to sack the queen. That covers both this and this. So let's... Whoa, but it doesn't cover queen g7. Hold on. Let's not lose our heads here. That was lucky that I didn't play queen e6, wasn't it? That could have looked pretty silly. So okay, there's g6. That's pretty ugly. And Nah, look, JannLee queen sacrifice, right? I mean, I gotta be true to the channel here. Like we can't play queen e6 and lose to queen takes g7 when there was a JannLee queen sacrifice on the board. I mean, it's probably not even a JannLee queen sacrifice. It's probably forced. So he must have been considering knight at d4 because then the queen can't cover very nicely. It has to go to g4. Then I got h5. Okay, so look, this is a better game than queen e6, everyone, because that would have been much shorter. Cole Eels, welcome. David Henley says, wow, Johnny's 1677 new rating peak. It probably is. Well, no, 1695, mind you. I don't think I've been that high on this server. This is my highest Crazyhouse 960 rating. So, queen g4, h5, and then e2 is falling. So you've got to probably have to sack the queen back. This is all really interesting stuff because I've seen none of this when playing d5, to be honest. And here's where I feel like if I don't stream, like people will just watch it and say, oh, he had the foresight of seeing all this, and then meanwhile, like you can hear me thinking, queen e6, queen takes g7. Oh, so yeah, that's kind of what I mean when I say in the Discord chat channel that I feel like I'm getting lucky, because sometimes I'm literally that close to losing a game and no one has any idea. All right, Legion TBY is in the house as well. Noah1377 says, wait, what? There is Crazyhouse 960. Yes, there is Crazyhouse 960. And it's on this special site. Shout out to GB Tami, who is the main developer. Fantastic work to make this possible. Alright, looks like it makes sense to take this one because then the queen recaptures and I get another bite at the cherry. But I don't know if it's really useful. I mean, queen here. It's probably g4, but then like you can do fancy stuff. So like say knight d4, right? Queen g4. Now he's threatening knight h6, but then maybe I can play like queen at g5 or queen at f4. Maybe queen at f4 because that stops queen d4. And then knight at h6 check takes, queen takes d4. Just looks like fun. Knight d4, like queen e5, and then like queen at e4 would be really interesting. Because you defend the knight, but you can't take it this way because you take here. You could swap queens. Yeah, why not? It just looks like so much fun. Queen g4 I'm expecting. And then queen at f4. Knight at h6 takes. Then what? Then what? See, like when do you get to play queen at f4 like on move 8 in regular Crazyhouse? Alright, now there's all sorts of fun. So like something could happen here one day. There's like knight at c1, knight at c1. How do you defend knight at c1? You're gonna put a knight on c3. If you play queen g4, you're gonna run into f5. Because he's got like a knight at f5 here, which queen g5, queen takes g7 takes, and knight takes e7 mate. The fun is not all for me. Both our kings are in positions that warrant extreme care here. So I nearly feel like I want to play knight at c1 just to maintain some aggression. And it could be just doomed here to be captured one day, but that's just an instinctive move. For some reason I don't want to put it on f4. Maybe it's naturally a lot better on f4. It's something about it being able to be captured and be rejected. I kind of want it to remain a thorn longer, because if knight at g3, there's some kind of capture here. You can't recapture here. That'd be mate. You'd have to take here. So takes here. Then what? Then what? Then I don't know. Alright, it's going to e5. Why e5? I can just hit e5. He's taking e7. I got bishop d6. I don't understand this move. Because I sense there's some opperwezen trickery going on here. What is he seeing that I'm not seeing? So maybe if it's c5, knight at f5 is his move. Well, no, my bishop's not even defended. That's a problem itself. So, but let's mate here. No, we've got to get this right. Knight at f5, and then he's still threatening queen g7. So I can cover with knight c8, but then he takes here, and he's got mate. So that's the opper trick. He's seen c5, but knight at f5 is winning. So do I need to play like queen f6 to avoid knight at f5? Maybe that's my play. His queen can go to h5. Where else can his queen go? Should my queen go to f4? Because I stopped queen e3. So queen f4, he has to go to h5, g6. Knight at h6, king g7's fine. Knight h6, king g7, bishop c3. Alright, enough talk. Let's make a move. Queen h5, no, g6 no good. Probably should play f6. Ooh, he's got knight takes f4 to defend. I missed that. Good move. Alright. You won that round, buddy. Okay. I got to block off the G file and still hit the knight somehow. So queen at G3. Alright, he's just taking this one. We'll steal the pawn back. So if queen takes f4, he was just going to play bishop takes c1. So he's I feel like I'm getting opperwezened here. I got my pawn back, but I feel like he's just he's seeing the tricks better than I. Oh, I nearly got mated already. Maybe I am mated already here. Ugh. I can't defend against queen at g7 and pawn at e7. Let my time go. That's it. Too good. Knight at f5. Very nice. Very nice. What was it? Queen takes g7 works, then knight at h5. How do I move to 9 instead of knight at h6? I didn't get the comment. Sorry, everyone. But I think that's two interesting games there, with the kings in dangerous positions, and my sense was correct, but I couldn't do much about it. I was getting opperwezened. So in this case, I feel I want to play b3, and I think b6 is a good return. It's either b3 or g3. I think you've got to do something with the diagonals in this case, because the bishops diagonally pose. I did consider b4 myself, but that's a liability I don't want later on. So maybe just e3 here. This bishop's hitting something. This bishop's hitting something. That's all my brain is thinking right now. Although knight c3, b4 is, you can kind of try to pinch a pawn with knight b5, maybe. So h5. All right. Well, I'm gonna just play very simple. Knight c3. Maybe knight d6 here makes sense, because I don't think it makes sense to allow knight b5. Now b4 is better prepared here, but I'm gonna ignore it. And if he comes here, I'll bring the knight around to c5, which I think is a very useful square. It's not really under immediate attack with this knight here, and it's blocking this bishop. So this, oops, come here, and on a good day something will happen on d7. Okay, knight e6. So we're already getting quite asymmetrical here. Well, I'm happy so far because I feel like I'm at least developing naturally. I was going to grab some space with b4. So can I just be really bullish with knight e5 and take here? And then, because I mean, it just looks really sack-set style, but pawn at e5, and then you roll. I'm tempted. So only thing, yeah, like he can't even castle because b5 is hanging. And if b4, this knight c5 idea kind of plays with knight e5. So I feel like in this opening situation, black's basically saying, I've played b5 against your b3, and I'm going to try to prove that playing for space is right. And then as white, I've got to say, well, if I just develop, I can make your b4 look silly. So h4, maybe looking for h3. Can I just go for it? Knight d7 takes, pawn at e5, b4, takes. There's nothing special for me. Takes. Just feel like I'm losing material out of that. So the other alternative is just to play h3. And g3 is quite weak. Lots of talking, not much moving. Alright, we'll go about it this way. I nearly feel like getting tempted into playing h3 is in some way worse than having this g3 weakness is some way worse. So I've got to take it with this. I don't want to allow this trade. And this would be nice here, but this knight's in my way, so maybe a pawn at f5 makes sense. So he's still going for pawn at g3. Takes. He's got some pawn f2, knight e4 stuff happening. So what if I like take and castle out of the way? Okay, we'll just stop the knight e4 check from happening. He's certainly developing a lot more potential out of the opening than I am, I feel. Bishop d3 covering knight e4, but potentially supporting pawn at g6. I'm not really playing with any concrete intent just yet. I'm just trying to put pieces where they make sense. Everything's defended at the moment. This is covered. This is covered. If we go to e2 or f1, I think I'll go to f1. Is h3 more of an issue then? Yeah, h3 is really deadly against king f1. I can't take because he'll check me here. Maybe I have to go to e2. There's queen h5 check. Maybe I got to expend the pawn on g4. So be it. I just can't allow h takes g2 to be check on the king. So if h3 here, you can take it, takes, and then trade queens. We got to cover up f3 somehow. But with the king on f1, h3 just looked really ugly. So was it? Yeah, so last game instead of queen f4, queen h4, because then the knight fork was covered. Sorry, I vaguely recollect last game, but my attention's required here at the moment. So yeah, I think queen h5 is good to make me expend a pawn, but then maybe I have the option of taking here. So with this pawn now gone, I'm thinking of getting a rook, one of the two. Maybe this rook belongs there because this rook covers g2, which is useful. And getting a pawn on g6, just mounting some pressure on g6 and f7. The other thing, bishop d3 supports pawn at f5. That's an idea. Get knights into c5, hit d7. But if I don't have a blocker, queen h5 is annoying. Okay, so he's played h3 anyway. I think I said I was going to take it. So takes is the expected move. Take here. And now this bishop is a monster. So pawn at f3, is that really a threat? Can I just ignore it? I think I can. But my threat's not much anyway. If I go here, he's just got rook h1. So do I need to put the pawn on here? What else do I have? Pawn at e4. I'm running low on time again. Alright, we'll put a pawn on f3. He might just take it and then put another pawn on. Keep attacking. Alright. Low on time. I gotta go for something. So he can just keep putting pressure on the back rank. Queen at f1 is a mate threat. Like say rook h1. I don't have anything on his king. He's a lot faster than I am in terms of making progress. Yeah, I've misjudged how strong h5, h4, h3 was. Oh, he's going straight for the sack. Wow, okay. I guess rook at h2 is good enough because I have to block with the king, with the queens. But here, he doesn't have rook at f1. So, he's got rook at g2, rook at h2, mate. That's good enough. Yeah, very nice. Nice game. Opperwezen in very good form. Okay. Kolyov says, has the baby leveled up his hair? He's leveled up his hair twice, and then we've had to level his hair down twice. What's up? Okay. I'm not on daddy duty tonight. That's why I'm getting to stream. So, Mrs. is just about to put, well, the little guy's already asleep, but it's gonna be lights out. Alright, yeah, I think knight e6 and knight d6 looks right. So I need to maybe just manage time a little bit better here and not get myself into time trouble. Let's trust instinct a little more in the opening. Oh, the old queen sack, three rooks only, queen blocker mate. Can't believe you don't know that one. Nice, I like it. Okay, knight c3. I have to agree with h5 here because I'm not going to get mobile via e7 with this bishop, so maybe I can play g6, knight b5, bishop g7. Can this knight hit anything? It hits a pawn on a7. But now this bishop's not defended, I can move this. So do I want to go g6 or g5? We'll be sensible and just play g6. So before this bishop was defended, but now it's not. I'm just taking this opportunity before it moves to b2, for example, so then I can get my bishop out this way, because I can't get it out through e7. And I like here that I already have an option of castling queenside, but I'd like to put this here and also have the option of castling this way. So yeah, this is quite powerful. This diagonal, you know, b5, b4 can roll in pretty quick. There's like knight e4. That there's some pressure on c3 that can come in fairly quickly. That's what Yes would say. That's an automatic. Bishop g7. That's an automatic. So I was seriously considering knight e4 here. Like he could play bishop f3, but I feel like that's a move opperwezen just won't like to play. Even then I can take here and take c3, and knight at e2 check is already making ground, so let's see where this goes. Takes, knight a3, king b2, takes, bishop at a3, just, I'm at least winning a pawn. No, I'm gonna go off what I've said and not take too long to make this decision. So if DC, then he can make his king come up to d2. I don't know if I can sack everything. It's probably not good enough. So bishop at a3 is interesting. I just feel like I don't have to commit a knight behind enemy lines. So I'm going to do it, because bishop at b2 can't be played because of queen takes c3. So he's got to choose between king b1 or king d2. He's gone for b1. Okay. So bishop's going to start hitting somewhere here soon. Okay, so bishop at e5 is the move. Seeing if I can make any tricks, but I just don't think it works. Alright, I don't really believe in it, but I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to end up losing a queen for a piece here. But bishop at e5, knight c4 is the fun idea. It's threatening knight at d2 mate, so you got to take this, takes. And then a bishop's got to block somewhere along here, so it's got to be a b3 or a b2. This knight's under attack, so I say bishop at b3 takes, lose a queen, takes c2, you get this back. And I'm probably just worse. Bishop takes e6 is just fine there. But it just looked like fun. I don't think it's a good move. It just looks interesting. That's not really good justification for playing it, unless I'm blindly hoping to find better than the line I've just mentioned after committing to it. So maybe instead of taking the knight, I can play pawn at f6. And then there's this piece under attack and this one. So that is better than what I just mentioned. So I maintain some attack potential. Could possibly push f6. I just wonder if I'm weakening my light squares too much doing that. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he blocks. I haven't really considered that. I've just left that problem of thinking about where he wants to block up to him. So that's the one I thought he would go for. So I think there's some potential there that's dangerous, so I need to just do it this way. So yeah, like this isn't so bad. I don't think c takes d3 is warranted. Rook b7. Yeah. Can I get away with more? Rook b7. What's wrong with rook b7? It's going to take on c7 a few times. I lose my pin. He's got f4. I sense an opperwezen trick here, but I'm not seeing it. Because there's a few ideas to look through here. You can even just leave that rook alone. Yeah, I'm instinctively gonna take this. Yeah, I guess the comment is I just feel like yeah, you've got to tap a lot more into your intuition when playing 960. It's just not as clear cut. I want the king on c2 because if the knight ever captures here, I've got bishop at a4. So if he plays rook at c8, I'll be covering with knight at d8. And at some stage maybe I'll castle, but it wasn't worth it yet because this just fell for free. So, you know, knight d7 would kind of be a big move because you want to have this double discovery check. So at the moment that's my priority, just having a defense against knight takes d7. So this is still under attack, this is still under attack. I just feel like I'll be able to achieve better relative safety than my opponent will. So okay, he's taken c7. I think I should just take it back. So both of us burning the clock here, but I want to do better on the clock than I have in previous games. So bishop at e6, knight f4, bishop at a4, king d2. He's just running. I'm gonna take this. With rook c8, he's threatening knight at c7. Maybe that's a good time to castle. And again, bishop at a4 is still playing here. So he's running a lot lower on the clock this time. Alright, we'll castle. Okay, so he's on the defensive a little here. So let's just keep playing on light squares. If rook d2, I can take e2 here. Alright. So he's letting me take the rook. Alright, we'll grab this one. I need to maintain some material here, so I gotta keep refueling as I burn it. Rook takes f2, looking for knight takes f3, and the king back at home is very secure at the moment. I just got to make sure I don't mess this one up. Okay, d3. What's going on d3? Feels like something's got to give here. So let's try this one. Because I'm hitting f3 and c8. I didn't have bishop at a6. Alright. And then the knight hits d2 as well, which is all very useful. Alright, this looks like mate. It's mate in 2. Yeah, so pretty clean game in the end. We're at 2 games all now. So a new position. Legion Destroyer says, "Hey Jan, glad to catch a stream. It's been a long time since the last stream I watched. Who are those 1600s?" Yeah, good question. Who are those 1600s? So, alright. I like knight b3. Could have played b4 first maybe, but d4 is also a way to progress. So maybe an early trade of a pawn. Let's do something different. I haven't really seen that too often. Knight g6. In fact, I can like go for pawn at h6 already. It's so quick. Queen a5 kind of looks like fun. Can try to steal a pawn over here. Why not? Let's throw a queen out to the side. Because if a6, then pawn at a7 is going to be an issue. So I could just take this and pawn at a7. It's an idea at least. And if b6, like queen a3, rook b7, pinch a6, then this knight can't go anywhere. I don't know, I'm just dreaming here. Trying to think like an opperwezen. Trying to be creative before it happens. Yeah, Margwat says the funny thing is even after 5,000 games there will still be 1600s. Yeah, 1600 is probably decent rating here. So queen takes a7, rook a8 is the intention. So there's no crazy mate threats this game, so I'm gonna go here and go for pawn at h6. Oh, declined. d6, he says. What's up with d6? I don't understand that. He's already putting the opperwezen treatment on me. I got no idea why he's played d6. Takes. I just feel like I get some benefit with this f6 here. Yeah, alright. We'll ignore d6. I mean, I don't mind being a pawn up, but instinctively, I just feel there's more here. Because like if pawn at g7, you can take it, play pawn at f6. If the king backs off, there'll be some queen sack here. So we'll just go straight for the jugular. Maybe even king takes, pawn at f6 and king h6 could be best. I say could be best, not saying it is best. I'm saying like that, like the position may call for something like that. Because if he backs off to g8, then I take here. If he doesn't take this, I feel that white's already establishing some advantage with, some material and a dark square weakness. So you've kind of got to go pawn at f6 and then commit to having a king out in the open. But alright, he's taken e5. So, the rook's nothing special. Kind of prefer pawn at f6 here. So pawn at f6, he's got knight d7. But then I'll get queen takes a7 there. So I'll put the pawn on here. Very subtle threat, or not so subtle threat. Being sarcastic here. Queen takes b6. So white's a pawn up, but I just feel like I got more out of doing pawn at h6 rather than taking on d6. I still got my extra pawn, but I also got some dark square weaknesses in here. Sorry, old message. Happiness Bunny was saying, "How old are the kids?" I've got a 7-year-old and a 10-month-old. It's the 10-month-old that's ruling the house at the moment. Okay, so here I'm just saying, well, okay, I got to relinquish f6, but you got to relinquish a rook over there. So it's kind of interesting so far, d4, and then we attack on both wings with the queen out to a5 and the bishop out to h6. And so far it's looking okay. Yeah, no, Spencer already king of the house, but yeah, no, he won't be king when he learns a few things. One, he's got to learn how to communicate. And two, he's got to learn cause and effect. Then I'll be king again. Okay, so let everyone know I shall regain my kingdom, my house. But I need the current king to be able to understand me. That's the challenge. So he's doing some pawn at g2 kind of thing here. And I feel like it shouldn't be enough, but feeling that way and actually proving it is a different thing. So I've got that rook, I've got the material, but he's coming in on g2. So is there a way I can just thwart that? Doesn't look straightforward. Okay. Pawn here, takes, check, pawn here. Knight f4. Run the king. Are these crazy ideas actually valid? Or maybe I just take it and then let him take the rook. You trade queens, but then it could be worse there. Alright, I'm going to take the risky option. I could be regretting this. I'm playing this because I need to make a serious threat. Knight at h6 is a serious threat. It's all very sharp, but I don't know if I get there in time. So, for example, let's say takes the rook, takes, pawn at g2, king takes g2, bishop h3 check. I can't run back. I gotta run up to f3. If he was to take here, then it'd be rook at e8 check, queen takes, king here. After knight at h6, king here, pawn at g7 mate. So, just to recap that, takes, pawn at g2, king takes, bishop h3 check, king f3. So he has to continue checks. Now my king can run to d2. That's my grand defensive plan. Am I running into a problem there? There's going to be a queen c6. And he can't play queen c6 because he'll be pinned. So after bishop h3, it's going to be maybe a pawn at g4, king e3, bishop at f4 to cut off the king from d2, king d3. But importantly, the bishop covers h6, which stops that mate threat I was planning. That's a problem for me. He's using the knight, so I can't come down because I'll get mated. I gotta run up. So here he can play queen c6, but I was still gonna come to e3. So even if knight g2 here, bishop at e1 here, I've got two knights covering. This is what I saw from way back, but maybe I've missed something. I'm just trying to run here. Maybe I have to go here. Then f2 falls, queen g2. I'm gonna get mated. So I have to come here. Super sharp. So he's burning the clock to figure this out. Pawn at c3, he runs out of steam. So if he can't mate me, he's going to be in trouble on the back. So now, do I want to play rook at e8 first? I got to watch out pawn at b2. Alright, we're going to take this one. So one rook alone is not going to mate me. Okay, how does this all fit together? I might be able to pinch this on a good day. Uh-oh. Oh, he's found a really cool mate. Oh, damn. I missed this. He's got knight takes e2. That's too sweet. Oh, that's a shame. Very nice. Rook at c1 I missed. Too complacent there. So... Oh, I'm not dead yet. Hang on. I thought I was mated, but I'm not. Bishop at d2. No, hang on. Here's where... Bishop at d2, knight takes, takes. The rook, blocking with a rook would hurt me. I honestly thought I was mated already, but by fluke, my knight on e4 has come back to help me. So should I recapture or not? Maybe I should play king f1. Ooh, okay. Is taken with the queen. Knight takes d2. So this is a fake queen, isn't it? Alright, we'll go this way. So I'm actually not mated. Unbelievable. Okay, so he got my queen though. That's okay. I'll take not being dead on the spot any day. The queen at h1 is going to hit a knight here. Maybe I should have put the rook on g1. I'm going to put the knight on e4 because I need the knight to defend that one. And then we've still got a game here. This is still live. Amazing. This is what I'm talking about, getting lucky. Like I should be lost because I didn't see things, and then somehow my pieces come to rescue me without my intent. This is getting lucky, happening live right now. It's very dangerous for black here. He deserved to win with this combination. So here we need to be precise. I feel that putting things on the 7th is accurate. Well, what? Yeah, okay. I don't think there's anything there. Yeah, did not deserve to win that game. He said maybe bc1 when king was e3. Yeah. Wow, what a game, guys. That was a really interesting game, and only when I thought I lost it was I actually heading towards a win. David Carlton says, seems JannLee re-emerged as a materialist and can now take all the upstart competition. Nah, it's all about getting lucky. Did you see that? That was all luck, the last game. Like, I thought I had it in the bag, and then I didn't, and then, yeah, every time I assessed the position as a win, it was more like losing, and then when I felt I was losing, I was winning. So, I call that luck. Yeah, d5 first, and then maybe e5 will follow. We'll probably get e4 in first. Okay. Giving myself a doubled pawn. But yeah, he'll get pawn at h6 first, but there's queen at e1. So queen e1, if I can force the knight to go back, that'd be helpful. But the king can just come to f1, then pawn at h3 would be checkerless. So let's put the queen on e1. Yeah. Alright, now maybe I can take this and play pawn at g7, takes, pawn h6, takes. Yeah, does that really work? Because pawn at h6 takes, pawn at g5. He doesn't have enough pawns, so we'll take it. The big difference is the knight's on f1. When the knight's on g3, it comes up with knight h5 check, which is absolutely game over. But now the knight's back here because of the queen trade on f1. So here I'm saying, well, I'm up a piece for a pawn and try to mate me. If pawn h6, I can take the first one. Pawn at g5, I can't take the second one because of h4 check, king f6, queen at g5, king e6, bishop g4 check, king here, queen e5, or queen c5 mate. A block on f5 doesn't help you. It just prolongs death with queen f5 and king here. So he's maybe going for h6 and pawn at g7. I can't block with the queen. I can block with the pawn, bishop, or the knight. Preference could be the knight because it actually covers h8, which is going to be an issue, no doubt. So just to go back here, if he played pawn h6 and then pawn at g5, I was going to play king g7, and then he's just short of one pawn. I couldn't take the second pawn, I could take the first. But he's seen that, so he's gone for this option instead. Now, bishop at f6 takes, we take with, yeah, let's think about this one. Because the problem is the rook comes in on e8. Like maybe bishop d7 is suitable here. Because if he ever does a pawn at g7, I'm covered. If he ever takes the knight, I'm okay as well. So it's scary looking, but objectively I have to stop rook at e8 as the main threat. And I'm also protecting his bishop, which means I can maybe hit out with e6 or e5 later on. Oh, okay. Well, that changed. I'm just falling for the same trick. He's rook at c1ing me again. So, I was so confident, but now I'm not. Because now queen takes e7 is actually really deadly. I covered rook at e8, I didn't cover rook at f8. If I had seen this, I would have put my queen on e8 instead of bishop d7. So now pawn here, takes, pawn here, takes, pawn here. Okay, how many pawns does he have by then? He's got 2, so he's still a pawn short. I don't really have any other play other than pawn at g7. So if I'm dead, I'm dead. That's just too good. But I am kicking myself. I should have seen something like this coming. Yeah, well that's game over right there, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. Queen at e8 would have stopped all of that. So I don't know where the score started with this one. Oh, I don't even know what the scoreline is now. I should have checked what score we started at. But I think I was white when I started. So we're probably 3-all. Yeah, I want to say that we're 3-all here. Okay, so I'm going to kick off with an e4. So opens up your bishop, opens up your queen. This pawn will be supported by the knight. So it seems natural to play for the center for a change. Haven't really seen much of that. I was going to continue with d4. d5, then maybe e5. We actually get a pawn chain in the center. So I've been hit twice with the same trick. There was a rook at c1 when I had a knight here and a king here, and then I got hit with the exact same thing on the diagonally opposite end of the board with a rook at f8 when I had the king on h8 and the knight on g6. So I gotta learn the second time on that one. I've been tricked twice. I'm happy to take that and develop the bishop. Don't have to develop the bishop. I could develop the knight. That probably makes more sense. But bishop c3, what does he do with the knight? You can't play d6. Yeah. What do you do with this? Because if he could play pawn at f6. But either way, I feel it's hitting the knight with tempo and not allowing it to just be traded off is actually a good option, because if he moves it back somewhere, I gained a tempo. If he plays d6, I gain a piece. If it's bishop d6, then it's less than ideal, blocking his own pieces here. So I feel like white gains something here by bishop c3, and I'm not looking further beyond it. I still have a square d2 to bring this knight out too. This knight can come out here. And this is naturally pointing in the direction of the king. Yes, 3-3 is correct. Looked it up. Thanks. I for some reason thought I was already 2 games behind. I don't know why. I think when I see my opponent miss an opportunity, my brain registers that as a loss, and then I seem to ignore when my opponent is the one that makes a blunder, and I take a win for it. So pawn at d5 just annoying here. I'm just gonna play for space here. He'd hate to play a move like knight b8, so it's probably going to be pawn at b4. But then I feel like that pawn is kind of misplaced. And then bishop d2, knight e5, bishop f4. It's nothing fancy. But yeah, expecting pawn at b4. But then I could take this and take b7. That doesn't work. So again, nothing hugely decisive here. It's just kind of burning opperwezen's clock, because he's just gonna hate putting his pieces on bad squares. That's just the thing I feel from playing him for years and playing thousands of games against him. That I can just feel he's here going, I don't like my options. That's, if I was in his head, that's what I think he would be thinking. Was the intention to appear on Leech's homepage? Perhaps try put a space before in bracket leechess.org. Oh yeah, I don't know. If it doesn't appear there, that's okay as well. Okay, so if I take, he's gonna also take me on b2. So we actually have the same issue. So I was right, he didn't like his options. But here I can take here, and I can recapture this one. He can't capture here because of queen takes. So he's got to take here. I go pawn at b7. So I win a piece for a pawn, and I do get to develop. So it's just really interesting. It just gets it. You get all these tactics and sharp play so early. So maybe, yeah. No, Mugwort, it's alright. If it's not showing on Lee Chess, that's okay as well. I mean, I wasn't even going to stream, so it's okay in Discord that was asking the question, and it's really for his benefit that I'm streaming. First and foremost, because if he hadn't asked the question right at that second, I wouldn't be streaming now. So, you know, okay, he's done a great job covering so many of the games. So happy to oblige. Well, it wasn't even a request; it was just a suggestion or a question, nearly. Okay, I'm a pawn up. Happy with the opening so far. And here I'm just tempted to do another kind of pawn at d5 move. Just sit on this queen, which is not really well placed and potentially going to get hit later. So I'm not going to trade queens. It's kind of tangling him up. We'll play this positionally. Oh, okay, just finished his CWC. He won 6-1. Okay, against Mr. Sir, I think it was. So well done, okay. Alright, no d3. We're defending f2, potentially coming to e5, stopping bishop c5. So knight d3. I just think it's wonderful. It's like from move 1, you have to justify everything you're doing to reference something I've seen. I think it was Jasugi's note that said, don't play autopilot. Certainly for Crazyhouse 960, you've got to be off your autopilot from move 1. Okay, pawn at d4. Yeah, I just feel like I'm up a piece here. Like I could play knight e2 and yeah, why not? We'll just hide on g1 and I'm not getting mated because I got a knight covering f2. So he's going to sack the knight, possibly. Even then, I'm just not that concerned about it. That could be my downfall. Okay. Yeah, I'll just let him attack. What I'm going to try to do here is just try to defend, and see if we can get Opper to run out of steam. So knight g4, go to e1 because I don't want a pawn to be mating me. Ah, he's got bishop b4 check. So pawn. I'll go to c3. Yeah, we can play c3. He's got some knight e3 stuff that could be annoying. Just gotta decide if I should just put a new pawn on c3 given how many pawns I've got, or if I should push c3 because it gives another square for the king to run to. I'm gonna put a pawn on c3. So maybe he's gonna play pawn at e3 here. But then I can just keep taking material, I think. Because if queen takes, I take here. So he's got knight f2. That'd be his only play. Yeah. There's. Well, hang on. Queen d5 takes. Pawn at d2. Takes there. Yeah, even then, I think white's okay. Queen at d4 can't be played to win the rook. So I'd have to play queen at e3. King e1. Maybe I'm just taking too much risk here and what's an efficient way forward? No, well, takes, queen takes, pawn at d2 takes, queen e3, king e1, queen f2, king here, knight d3 check, knight takes f1. But then here, it looks like you get mated. I'll just take it all. Oh, a d6, okay. But still, can I just play knight c3? Queen takes b4, bishop at d4, pawn at d2 is a problem. So how do we defend this knight? Maybe it's pawn at b2 first. So pawn at d2, king here, takes, bishop b5, check. No, that doesn't even do anything. Yeah, but now I can defend with the bishop. So he gets the rook, but knight at e7 is looking more dangerous now. So if I get a rook in hand, yeah, it's the point of pawn at b2 was just to distract the queen off d4, so I can defend this knight with d4, and then this bishop isn't hanging at the end of it. So that's why it felt necessary. And I've got d3 and f3 to run to, so a knight on f4 is not going to mate me. I don't really have a bishop b5 problem yet. Could just run out to f3. Yeah, that looks like the play. Knight f2, okay, so he's letting me get the checks in. So I'll play a check. I'm just going to go for some checks. Bishop b5 is going to be check as well. So if I can win a queen before he takes mine, that's going to be game over. We'll just take the queen. I could play knight at f6 first. I just figure it's better him not having another knight in hand. So if there's a bishop at g4 check, yeah, could be bishop at h5, but I can always run up. So main thing is to make sure knight at f6 still works. Just run up. Oh, he's defending it now. That's an oversight. So have I still got mate? Knight at f6. What do I take c7 here? Gotta decide quickly. We're gonna take c7. Alright, we gotta get this right. Put the queen on. If I mess this up, no, I've got mate in one. There we go. That's how it's done. Yeah, well, only the engine would be able to tell me if I defended that correctly, but I liked the pawn at b2 and bishop d4. Bishop at d4 I was particularly happy with. Good game, that one. David Calton. Don't call it defend, defend, defend. Just call it take the free material. It's not free material. There's a lot of initiative that comes in return for it. Well, I mean, I said defend, defend because there's, I probably had an opportunity to maybe try to counter-attack sooner, which is an alternative. So, knight b5, a3. 95, 94, e6. No, well, let's go 95. The pin. The pin. We've got to attack the pinned pawn while it's pinned. So Zveta says, should have played c3, pawn at b2, what a move. Oh, I guess should have played c3 was instead of pawn at c3. Well, I like pawn at b2. Pawn at b2 and bishop at d4. And the bishop had utility of creating the attacking chances that bishop takes g7. But, in a game, in Crazyhouse, you don't always get to win a game off a critical subtlety like that with pawn at b2. And I'm not saying that was the only way that white could win, but it's nice to, see your subtle idea actually, come to fruition. Oh, okay. So can I run? Oh, so Zveta, as you pointed after pawn at d2 in that line, I can play king d1, king c2. Yeah, maybe I missed that. Maybe I missed that. Alright, queen takes d5. What's he planning here? It's like queen takes, knight f6 first, and then takes. I feel like I'm trying to win a pawn here, but he's trying to trick me somehow. He's tricky, this guy. This opperwezen character. So if I was opperwezen, what would I do? So I would probably do that, and then try to checkmate somehow out of the blue, like queen at g5. Yeah, but he loses that, so it's probably knight f6 and then taking this. But I'm still a pawn up, so I'm gonna fall for it. Queen g, yeah. If he's got me, he's got me here. I'm just falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. At the worst, it's like queen takes the knight, and then he still gets his pawn back here, and it's nothing special for black. But at least I'm not worse in the center by removing the d5 pawn. So, unless I've missed something really critical here, which is certainly very possible, I think this is just even. The idea I'm seeing is maybe queen takes, and knight f6 here, just to make a weakness, but the bishop still covers h6. I don't have to take this bishop here. I could just play pawn at e7, queen at g5. There'll be a bunch of other moves here. So I'm just happy to remove the d5 pawn, and if the material is more or less balanced, then we've just got a game and we'll play on. David Kelton says, yes, take the material. I don't find that a huge change. I mean, people have talked about, my style is defend or that, but really at the heart of defending, it's really because, sometimes I'm just happy to win a pawn or win a piece, and that's going to put me in a defensive position for the rest of the game, but that's something that I've been doing for years. So I don't know if you're saying that I've just been doing it a little bit better recently or something, but it's not entirely new. Okay, queen at f6. There's your opperwezen move. What is that? So if I take it, yeah, bishop takes e5, and I think I'm worse for the rest of the game. So I can just take this though. I don't see. So queen takes e5. And then knight at h6 is a mate threat, so that's what he's playing at. It's queen takes here, and queen takes here. So could be queen at g6, because then I'm threatening knight at f3 mate. So if knight at h6 takes, he takes the bishop. At least I'm not getting mated there, so that looks natural. Can't really stop both of these. Okay, he has. So knight at h6. What's happened? Is alright. I'm gonna have to help out with the baby in a sec, so we're gonna call last game here. Little guy's not cooperating tonight. So outstanding threats, knight at h6 and takes here. Can't really cover both. So pawn at f6, queen takes g5. I reckon I should go for that. Unless f6 is a move. Hold the phone. Is f6 a move? Yeah, f6 is a move. Because I actually defend the bishop, so I actually cover both threats at once. Queen d5, he gets b7, but I get g5. I'm going to play f6. Okay. Hey Spencer, how you going? Why aren't you asleep, man? Got the little guy here. He's just out of view from the camera. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap up soon, and then I'll have. Alright. So didn't see bishop c4, check the. Hey. Alright, baby, people want to see the baby. Come here. Let's see. I'm losing this game. I just completely missed bishop c4. I should have just played pawn at f6. That would have been better. Because now I've lost my aggressive piece as well, which was gonna threaten mate. So, okay, it's not all doom and gloom. There's an attack on this. So he could just play queen a4, or he's going this way. The bishop at e6. Yeah, bishop at e6, maybe I can take this one and get away with it. Takes, knight at d8, king e7, queen f7, king takes d8 is still safe. So nah, maybe he's got takes f6, but even then I've got two defenders on e7. So bishop at e6, it's go for glory. Takes pawn at e6, takes knight at d4. Could still be defensible. Alright, there he is. He's got two little balls in his hand. Oops, you let go of one. There we go. It's 12:15 AM in the morning. Why are you awake? Right, Opper's really burnt all his clock, and material's actually balanced now. So, should be 3. I can be... I should just defend this with the other knight. Cover the back rank. So now what? I can't really attack him as quickly as he's attacking me. There's nothing directly made at me. There's a bishop f7, knight at e7, knight at h6. So I might need to cover the dark squares somehow. Well, no, knight's covering here. So unless there's a particular move order, knight here, then takes, then takes. So we should just make something happen to make him consume one of his pieces on the back rank, and at least get this bishop out of the way. Then I'm not in immediate danger. So even here I got to be careful. Knight at h6 takes, king takes. No, we better take this one. Pawn at e7. Pawn at e6, sorry. Knight to e5 or g5. Maybe g5. I play this kind of going, how can I not be mated here? Pawn at f7, up. Knight at h5. Here. Knight takes f6. Okay, he's gone for this option. So I could play pawn at c4. But it's probably better just to defend. And you know, I just want to keep the f7 square open, but also have a defender on f5 as an additional defense. So okay. He's making it hard for me. He should block with the queen here, because knight at e7 is a problem for me. So I'm just outplayed here. Yeah, this is game over. This is resignable. Yeah, not a good game, that last one. So, gotta help out being a dad, so I've gotta cut the stream there. Thanks, Opper, for playing. I think we finished up for all. They're interesting games. I gotta get off the stream now, but really good to see you all. Um, as always, stay safe wherever you are with COVID about. Let's all hope things go back to normal eventually. I'm going to sign off here, but thanks for joining me for a bit of fun, and good luck to all those playing Crazyhouse World Championship. It's been fantastic so far. So we'll see you next time. Bye for now.